If you're getting a gift for your rave or baddie friend, then this video is for you. First, of course, you'll need a Labubu. I went ahead with QQ because my bestie's favorite color is green. You'll want to make an incision here at the very bottom of the bag. And here I have an X-Acto knife. I'm using it to cut a little hole, but then you'll want to go ahead and grab some scissors to finish the rest off for a clean cut. Go ahead and just carefully remove the Labubu from the bag. Be careful not to tear the bag during the removal process. It can be very delicate. And that is the key to making sure you have a convincing seal at the end. Alright, now it's time to move on to some face gems. You'll need a tweezer for this step and some inspo. Grab your gems of choice. I went ahead with these very tiny nail gems and they fit perfectly for my Labubu here. You don't want them too big so that you can get really intricate designs. And here I'm just mapping out my desired designs. You can go ahead and change this later, but just give you a visual for what you want your final result to look like. And once you're done with that, of course, you'll need some glue. You can use lash glue for this step if you do not want this as a permanent thing. And if you do, just go ahead and use any UV cure glue. Pro tip, go ahead and cure in between gems. If you don't, the glue will slide around and it will become just super messy. I did go ahead and do freckles ahead of time. I did not record that part. I apologize. I'm using these holographic nail art sparkles to add some shine into the eyes. So cute.
I told you we needed more glitter.
Alright, so for this next part, it's optional, but I just added more glitters to the cheeks. And then here's my favorite part. We're putting lashes onto our Labubu. I went ahead and just used regular lash glue for this one. I recommend Super Hold or the Kiss lash glue. Those ones work very well. Just in case the lashes get damaged in the future, I wanted to be able to give my bestie like a free refill. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gifted enough to know or are a lash tech, then you go ahead and do you bestie and do those individual lashes. These are the results with lash clusters. I think they're super cute. What do you guys think? Alright, so no ABG baddie is complete without their favorite jersey. This t-shirt was actually purchased from AliExpress. You can make your own, but I recommend just saving the heartache and going and buying one from the website. Then you'll need a Cricut to print on this vinyl using the design system. Iron it one more time with parchment paper over the logo, and then you're done. Now on to the fun part, dressing up. Oops, gotta hide that tag. Let's add some raver spirit with some candy. Peace, love, unity, and respect. Our little LABADDIE is almost complete. You can stop here, but I decided to personalize it a step more and add a Hennessy bottle. My bestie is a total definition of an ABG, so we are going to sew on this little tiny Hennessy charm onto the arm. I promise it doesn't hurt the Labubus. I used fishing line for this step, but you can use regular thread. I just wanted it to be extra secure. Go ahead and knot it a couple times just to make sure it's on there, and then we are all complete, guys. She's ready for her next festival. Alright, now it's time to wrap her up. We are going to replace our Labubu back into the bag. Be careful again not to rip the seal on this part. It's much harder to fix a ripped bag. Grab some Scotch tape. And then we're going to place the tape behind the opening. Sticky side should be facing you. Then you'll trim the excess. Fold the tape into the bag. Our goal here is to align the seams for a flawless finish. Like I said, this is the most tedious part of the entire process. You're gonna wanna be patient with this part. This is me in real time, and you can see how many times I had to adjust and press to get a very discreet and clean seal. If you do mess up on a small portion, you can use a tweezer to gently lift the uneven portion and re-press it down. Personally, I think I did a pretty good job. Alright, so go ahead and replace everything back into the bag and just make sure that the card is on the very bottom. To sell the illusion even more, I recommend using a spray adhesive. I used the Scotch 77 for this one, and you're going to want to use a piece of card or plastic to spread the glue. And you carefully want to reseal the flap. This is optional, but you can put a book on top of this box for a good seal. Congrats, your baddie is ready to gift. I hope your friend enjoys.